Welcome. So in the last session, I started discussing about bryophytes, and we have seen some characters of these bryophytes. So we'll continue right with those characters, and we'll also see the classification of bryophytes. Okay. Okay. So here in the last session, I told that the main plant body is haploid. Okay, and it will have root-like, stem-like, and leaf-like structures, but no true structures are present. And it is haploid and is called gametophyte. Okay. So reproduction, coming to reproduction. So this reproduction will be by vegetative methods. So vegetative reproduction is seen, and also sexual reproduction is seen in these bryophytes. Right. Now, these I'll discuss about this vegetative and sexual reproduction while I discuss the groups of bryophytes. So these bryophytes are mainly divided into two groups called liverworts and mosses. So they are classified into two groups, liverworts and mosses, right? Uh, we will see first about these liverworts, and then we'll say about mosses. So first one, liverworts. So coming to these liverworts, they grow in moist, shady habitats. Okay, so they grow in moist and shady habitats. So direct under sunlight they will be not growing. Okay, so they will be growing under shades, and that location should be moist. So they grow in moist, shady habitats. So where do such habitats are present? So they are located on the banks of streams, like on banks of streams. Okay, so is a water channel. Okay, so beside that, whatever that location we call banks, and on the banks, right, if there are some shady locations, we will see these liverworts growing here. And they are also seen growing in marshy grounds. Already we know what is the meaning of these marshy grounds. Those are wet locations, right? And then damp soils. So damp soils, and then even on bark of trees, on bark of trees we see growing them. And we also see growing them deep in the woods, and deep in the woods, where there will be shady areas. So and a lot of forest will see big trees growing, and the ground will not get sufficient sunlight. So those are all shady locations. We'll see uh, these liverworts growing in different habitats, but that habitat should be moist and shady. Then the plant body is thallus. So we know what we mean by plant body, thallus-like. Here, thallus, which is not differentiated, so into root, stem, and leaf. And this thallus is dorsi-ventrally. I'll mention, okay, dorsi-ventrally. So is appressed, right, to the substrate. So this thallus is dorsi-ventrally okay, flattened. So we see very flat, like, okay. And if this is the substrate, and we see the thallus growing on this substrate like this. So this is the one growing, okay. So you can see here, this is a flattened structure, and this is thallus, okay. And this side, what we see is the dorsal side, and this side is the ventral side. So we can see here, both on dorsal and ventral side it is flat, so that's why I have mentioned dorsi-ventrally flattened, okay. That is seen appressed to substratum. So this is a substratum, okay. Maybe a right bark of a tree on, okay, marshy grounds or in damp soils, you will see growing like this. This is the thallus, okay, which is dorsi-ventrally flattened, and it is appressed to the substratum, and is closely appressed, means that is pressed, okay, to the substratum, right. So I hope it's clear. So dorsi-ventrally flattened and is closely appressed to the substratum here, right? So the dorsal side and ventral side, both sides, they are flattened, and it is pressed against the substratum. So that is the meaning of this statement here. Then okay, so here actually there are two basic morphological types of liverworts. Two basic morphological types of liverworts. Okay, so these two basic morphological types of liverworts, of course, especially I'm talking about liverworts gametophytes. So liverworts gametophytes. Okay, so these are, okay, thalloid liverworts. Okay, so where the body is a thallus like, and another one are called, okay, leafy liverworts. So in which, okay, the body will show some leaf like structures. So in this case the body is thallus like, and in this case the body will have some leaf like structures, right. So there are two basic morphological types of liverworts, especially I'm talking about the gametophytes, basing on the gametophytes, thalloid liverworts and leafy liverworts. And coming to these leafy liverworts, they have tiny leaf-like appendages. So they have tiny leaf-like appendages. So they have tiny leaf-like appendages that will be arranged in two rows on, okay, stem-like structures. Okay, so tiny leaf-like appendages arranged on, or arranged in two rows, arranged in two rows on stem-like structure, on stem-like structure. Okay, so if you did not get idea what actually how the leafy liverwort look like, okay, just Google it. Here I may draw a two-dimensional picture, but which may not give you a clear-cut idea how actually it looks like. So there are plenty of pictures that they have kept on internet. So just type leafy liverwort and it will show you how the leafy liverwort look like, and those leaf-like appendages. They are not true leaf-like, I mean they are not true leaves actually, right? They are only leaf-like structures. So in thalloid liverworts, I told that, okay, they have the body So they are thallus like. The body is thallus like, which I have shown here. Okay, and in leafy liverworts you will find tiny leaf like appendages that will be arranged in, okay, two rows on the stem like structure, but it's not a true stem like. So you may find, okay, so something like this. Okay, so it's seen, so leaf like appendages. So these are leaf like appendages. Right, so I told you it won't be clear, so a three-dimensional picture will give you a clear-cut idea on that. Okay, so there are thalloid liverworts and leafy liverworts. Okay, so these two are based on the morphological gametophytes, so basic morphological, okay, liverwort gametophytes. Then, so the next one, coming to reproduction. Right, so coming to reproduction. Next, coming to reproduction. So this reproduction will be by asexual method, and it will be also by sexual method. So first, let's see how the asexual mode of reproduction takes place. Okay, in liverworts. Okay, so it is by fragmentation of thalli. So thala is a plural word, thallus singular. So fragmentation of thallus can also result in the formation of okay, new thalli. So here we can take a thallus, right, and accidentally it split up into two. Then this one will develop into new thallus, and this one will develop into new thallus. So it is not necessarily into two, it may divide into three or four. If it divides into four, then four new thalli will develop. So this is by fragmentation of thallus. The next one is by formation, by formation of Gemma cups. So by formation of Gemma cups. So here these Gemma cups will develop on the thallus itself. So here when we see the thallus in this way, so here we see the development of those, okay, Gemma cups on the thallus itself. So these are the Gemma cups, and so this you can see these are rhizoids, and this is the thallus. Okay, and inside these Gemma cups it will have, okay, so those small bud like structures called gemmae. So you'll see, so by taking a longitudinal section of this, you'll see something like this. Okay, so this is the thallus, okay, and this is the Gemma cup, and inside this Gemma cup we see presence of, okay, structures called, okay, so gemmae. So here you can see, okay, so these are gemmae, right? So let's see what actually are these gemmae. So these gemmae are green multicellular. So let's see. So these gemma are, they are green. Okay, so they are green in color and multi. Okay, they are multicellular. They are multicellular and also okay buds, that is asexual buds. So these are green multicellular asexual buds. Okay, right, which develop in small receptacles, okay, called these gemma cups, which are located on the thallus. Okay, so gemma are green multicellular asexual buds, okay, that develop in small receptacles called gemma cups. Small receptacles called gemma cups, and these when they okay detach here inside these gemma cups, they okay are carried to different locations, and once a suitable habitat if they find, then they will start growing into new individuals. So this is how asexual reproduction, right, by formation of gemma cups, right. Then coming to sexual mode of reproduction. So here in the case of sexual mode of reproduction, right, so it will have sexual organs. So the reproduction will be by formation of male and female gametes, and those male and female gametes will develop inside the uh, sexual organs, that is male sex organ and female sex organs. Okay, so we will see how the sexual reproduction takes place, right. So in case of sexual reproduction, we may see, okay, there may be development, so development of male sex organ, male sex organs and female sex organs, okay, on same thallus or on different thalli. So here, if the male and female sex organs develop on the same thallus, then the condition is called right monoecious. Okay, so if male and female sex organs present on same thallus, they're present on same thallus, then the condition is called monoecious. Okay, and if the male and female sex organs present on different thalli, then the condition is called dioecious. So this is what we call unisexual, and the monoecious, which we call it bisexual, right. So if male and female sex organs are present on same thallus, the condition is monoecious, that is the bisexual condition. And if male and female sex organs develop on different thalli, the condition is called dioecious. And these sex organs are multicellular. Okay, so sex organs in bryophytes are multicellular. Okay, so they are made up of many cells. The sex organs in bryophytes are multicellular. Okay, so here let's see how the sexual reproduction takes place. Like the male sex organ is called antheridium. So the male sex organ is called antheridium. And the female sex organ, okay, so this one is called archegonium. So antheridium and archegonium. Okay, so we'll see in case of a marcantia, so where this right antheridium and archegonium are present. Right, so here, so I have taken, okay, the structure of a marcantia, right, and here we see a erect structure that grows, and and this is how it looks like. So this is, okay, what we call it a antheridiophore. So this is an antheridiophore. Okay, antheridiophore, right? And this one antheridiophore, okay, later I will discuss about that, is a male structure. So hence this is a male thallus. So this is a male thallus, right? And similarly, we see in case of the female, okay, so the one which bears the archegonium will be the female thallus. Okay, so of course here these are all rhizoids which are present. Okay, so here you see another structure, and you may find, okay, something like this. So this is called archegoniophore, is called archegoniophore. So the one that has this archegoniophore is the female thallus. Okay, the female thallus. So this is the male thallus and the female thallus. This is in case of marcantia. I'm talking about marcantia. So marcantia is a dioecious bryophyte. So it is dioecious bryophyte. So now, okay, let's look at this antheridiophore and even archegoniophore. Now, when I see this antheridiophore, okay, this consists of course, even archegoniophore also. So antheridiophore. So this consists of two parts, one stalk and another part called, okay, receptacle. It's called the receptacle, right? Of course, this one which you see here, an erect one, is the stalk, and this structure what you see on the top is actually the receptacle. The same case here also in archegoniophore. So when we see this archegoniophore, the archegoniophore will also have two structures, the stalk and then receptacle. So it will have stalk and receptacle. So let's see how this stalk and receptacle looks like. So I'm going to enlarge only this portion. So the later diagrams will show you only this portion I will enlarge, and in this case only I will enlarge, okay, that portion. So we'll see how it looks like. Okay, so here, so you'll see Okay, some structures like this. Okay, right, right. So this is the stalk, and this is the receptacle. So both together will form the right and antheradiopore. Together form, okay, antheradiopore form, okay, antheradiopore, and located in the receptacle you find here the structures, okay, which are called antheridia. Antheridia is a plural word and antheridium is singular. Okay, so I already gave you the male sex organ is antheridium, and the female sex organ is what we call archegonium. So the antheridium is present in the, okay, a receptacle of antheridiophore. So these are antheridia. Okay, so singular antheridia, plural, okay, antheridia. Coming to archegoniophore, so we'll see how this one, okay, looks like. So I told it also has a stalk like structure, and so you may see, okay, so something like this. Okay, so this is the stalk, and this one is the receptacle. Both together will form archegoniophore, right? And here we will see, okay, archegonium. So these are archegonial structures. So these archegonium or archegonia, they are flask shaped. Okay, so you can see structures. So these are archegonia. So archegonia plural, archegonium, right, singular. And this each archegonium is a flask shaped, right? So we'll mention here each archegonium is flask shaped. So it is, okay, flask shaped, and that will contain a egg cell inside this. Okay, so if I put it, okay, so I will take it in the same way. So here I'm drawing it little bit bigger, right? So here this is archegonium. So how this archegonium, okay, looks like. Okay, so here at the center you find the egg cell. Okay, so and then we find, okay, so something like this you will find the archegonium. So this is how the archegonium looks like, and what you see here is the egg cell. So this is the egg cell, right? Okay, so this is how the archegoniophore in case of a female thallus, okay, upon enlargement it looks like. So I told it has a stalk and receptacle, and the receptacle will have this, okay, archegonium. So this is a mature archegonium. Okay, so I'll just mention, say, mature, okay, archegonium. So it's a mature archegonium, right? Fine. And this antheridia will produce the male gametes, and they will be the biflagellate antherozoids. So antheridia produces antherozoid. So it produces antherozoid. So these are, okay, the male gametes, and these antherozoids are biflagellate structures. So they are biflagellate antherozoid. So the biflagellate antherozoid will look something like this. So this is a biflagellate antherozoid. So biflagellate antherozoid. Okay, and this biflagellate antherozoids will come out through a small opening, okay, which is present here. So this is a small opening called osteo. So there is a small opening called osteo. So through this, okay, they come out and they get released into the water. Okay, anyway, with this I'm going to end this today's session. We will see a little more information on this in the next session, so detail, and we'll see the life cycle, how it gets completed in case of these liverworts in the next session.